As always, we've been doing some research, and in this episode, we will depart from viewing Sean P. Diddy Combs as a highly successful music mogul and entrepreneur. Likewise, we are going to step away from the public image of Jay-Z and take more of a look at Sean Carter and, by proxy, his wife, Beyonce Knowles Carter. Stretch your imagination a bit to see Beyonce as not a pop icon, but as a mob wife, a powerful and perhaps persuasive power player. We will explore time, theory, and what we believe may be connected to information and belief. Now, remember that this episode is fictional, and our entire channel is for entertainment purposes only. Refectree investigates.
Here she witnessed some troubling incidents. Chloe?
Good evening, Ellison. Singer-songwriter, activist Tiffany Red had been working with Cassie on an album when she first met Diddy and says that she witnessed him verbally abusing her friend. Following Cassie's settlement with Diddy, Red penned an open letter in Rolling Stone about her experience. She spoke to me about the events that she says traumatized her.
I don't think people understand what it's like to be traumatized by somebody famous and rich, because you can't get away from them.
Tiffany Red has written for the likes of Zendaya, Jason Derulo, and Jennifer Hudson. In 2015, she became friends with Cassie while writing songs for her album. At that point, Cassie and Diddy had been together for nearly 8 years. In a lawsuit Cassie filed last month, she detailed the abuse she says Diddy committed, including physical assault. Red says although she did not know about the alleged physical assault while working with Cassie, she did witness verbal abuse on more than one occasion, one of which took place during Cassie's 29th birthday in 2015. Red says Diddy showed up at karaoke, where Cassie and a group of friends were celebrating.
So he had her backed into the corner, and he was like cussing her out with his hand in her face.
Later that night, Red, who was staying at Cassie's home, says she awoke to screaming.
He's standing in the living room area, and she's there, and he was like, emotional singing, there you are. And I just was like, oh, he's talking to me. And I remember, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside. And I remember looking in his eyes, and I said to him, what did y'all do? Because I could see that she was really sedated. That was the first time I ever seen her high before. And then he says, tell your girl she wants some birthday. And we were like, well, I mean, he's saying this to me, and I'm like, well, she doesn't have to have sex with you if she doesn't want to. He was upset, I guess that she didn't want to do with him whatever he wanted. I don't know. I don't feel like I could advocate for myself in that moment. I realized, oh, this guy is dangerous.
Red says it was only a few months ago that Cassie told her what was really going on that night in 2015, that it all stemmed from the music executive wanting her to take part in what he called a freak-off against her will.
What did Cassie tell you about these freak-offs?
That he would hire these, sex workers, and, they would have, sex with her or whatever, and he would watch and tell them what to do.
In her lawsuit, Cassie alleges she was forced to participate in freak-offs throughout her relationship with Diddy. Red learning recently one horrific detail from Cassie.
She told me the only time he was willing to do anything or work on her music, go through any plans, any of that, was when she had a freak-off. So all of our music, all my work, to find out that I spent all these years writing these songs for him to rape my friend to, is just disgusting.
In the lawsuit, Cassie detailed the physical abuse she says Diddy committed, including an instance where she was put in a hotel room for days to heal. Red says Cassie recently told her about Diddy giving her a black eye before the premiere of her 2016 film, The Perfect Match.
I remember one time her telling me that, I think it might have been The Perfect Match, that movie that she was in, and she told me that she had a black eye under her makeup.
Do you believe Diddy is a dangerous person?
Yes, I do.
Why?
I mean, look at his rap sheet.
An attorney for Cassie declined to comment. Diddy's attorney did not respond. In 2015, Diddy was arrested on 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon and other charges for allegedly beating up his son's football coach. Prosecutors declined to file felony charges related to that arrest. 24 hours after Cassie filed her lawsuit, she and Diddy announced that they had reached an undisclosed settlement. Combs released a statement saying, "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best." His lawyer adding that the settlement was, quote, "in no way an admission of wrongdoing."
I mean, I just feel like it's PR. He's settled because he doesn't want to go to court.
Diddy's music career spans 3 decades, including 3 Grammy Awards and the creation of Bad Boy Records, representing artists from Mary J. Blige to the late notorious B.I.G. In September, he was awarded MTV's Global Icon Award. But since the allegations surfaced, Hulu scrapped a reality series about his family, and the Recording Academy said they are considering to rescind his invite to this year's Grammys.
You know, I think a lot of people, especially in the Black community, are, you know, I've seen the narrative of like, you know, they just trying to take a Black man down, and it's just like, that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. This is about accountability and a reckoning. Like, that's just the bottom line.
As for what justice looks like,
I think justice looks like Diddy being behind bars, and I also think that justice looks like everybody getting retribution for all of the things. The amount of therapy, like I just said, all of the moments, the time, like these are our careers.
Remember Aaliyah? Now it gets interesting.
This man was blowing up cars. Who is working for him? Did he have the mob working for him? Like, who has access? Who?
The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down. Good evening, I'm Lauren Glassbergen for Sandra Bookman.
And I'm Tim Fleischer. The plane, just after taking off for Florida in perfect weather, suddenly plummeted to the ground. Investigators now saying one of the engines apparently failed. Along with 8 passengers, Aaliyah, a young Brooklyn native and a talented singer and actress. Jeff Rosten is live in Times Square with more on her life. Jeff.
And Aaliyah had a huge following not only here in New York City, but nationwide. Only 22 years old, this pop sensation was a popular singer. She was an actress in some movies recently, even a Grammy nominee. Tonight, her family is in mourning, fans asking, why her? Relatives in shock outside Aaliyah's home on the Upper West Side. The R&B star lived here at the Century, Central Park West at 63rd. She was on a small plane heading to Florida from the Bahamas, where she was shooting a music video.
Sweetest person you can know, very intelligent. She knew what she was about and she knew what she wanted to do with her life.
Aaliyah's life started here in New York City, born in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. But as a child, she moved to Detroit, where friends today remembered this young star.
Aaliyah was my best friend. She was a beautiful person on the inside and out. And I'm just shocked.
Aaliyah's hits include Back and Forth and At Your Best. She acted in the movie Romeo Must Die and was slated to appear in sequels to The Matrix. But her life, her dreams, were taken away. On board the doomed Cessna, Aaliyah and 8 others, including a representative for Virgin Records and a makeup artist. Investigators say one of the engines apparently failed. They crashed just short of a runway on Abaco Island. Members of her dance team arrived safely on a different plane.
She's a beautiful person inside and out, and we're gonna all miss her deeply.
She will greatly be missed. You know, she had a great impact on many lives, and it was a great experience to share that time.
The family, too hurt to speak on camera, but released this statement. Aaliyah's family is devastated at the loss of their loving daughter and sister. Their hearts go out to those families who also lost their loved ones in this tragic accident. Fans at the Virgin Megastore in Times Square say Aaliyah was a role model.
She had it going with her music, her acting career. She had a lot going for a young girl with a lot of potential.
Identified as Jonathan Oddie, who became a U.S. citizen last year. He faces charges for multiple felonies, including attempted murder of law enforcement officers.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Oddie, you were arrested.
This was his first appearance in court, where a judge denied bond.
The subject came in, removed the flag from a flagpole at the rear of the complex, and brought it into the hotel lobby and draped it over the counter and began to yell out anti-Trump, President Trump rhetoric.
Investigators believe the suspect wanted to lure cops to the hotel.
It appears that he was trying to engage our police officers, some type of ambush type attack, trying to lure our police officers into this gunfight. He did succeed and he did lose.
Adi was shot in the leg by responding officers.
Things about the man accused of going on a shooting spree in the middle of the night at Trump National Doral. Police are calling it an ambush attack. Somehow, nobody was shot except for the suspect. CBS 4's Hank Tester is live in Doral with the latest on this investigation that has the Secret Service now involved. Hank.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. Now, the guy involved in all this that shot up the Trump Doral here, the Trump International here at Doral, has an interesting background. Businessman, realtor, and porn actor performer. Let's take a look. Lots of questions about this guy, Jonathan Odie, who police say shot up the lobby of the Trump National Doral, which earned him some shot-up legs, and for the one-time porn actor dancer, a ton of legal trouble.
4187 reference an active shooter.
After midnight Friday morning, Doral police and Miami-Dade police officers roar into the Trump National grounds to the reception area.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Male is behind the jet.
The subject, police say, pulled a fire alarm, began shooting into the floor and ceiling. And that's when Jonathan Odie got shot. Doral and Miami-Dade cops took him down. Luis David Gonzalez said he and Odie often worked out together at a Doral gym.
It's like actually like around 10 years, 11 years around there, or maybe a little more.
What type of person is he?
He's a good person.
Gonzalez says Adi never been violent, that Adi was a comedian, dancer, entertainer. Listen.
He's an entertainer.
He's an entertainer?
Yeah.
CBS 4 reporting, as an entertainer, Jonathan Odie worked for dancingbear.com, a porn website where men wearing costume bear heads have sex with large groups of women.
Just normal guy. He was like a bodybuilder, so he looked like always working out.
Interesting background there. Now, one police officer was injured in all this. He broke his wrist during the shootout. No one else injured whatsoever. The crime scene, as you can see behind me, it still remains very active, almost 24 hours later after the shooting. I'm Hank Tester, CBS 4 News. Back to you.
You want more? I'll give you more. Speaking of P. Diddy, I'm going to start with the related headline first, because P. Diddy and Donald Trump show up in this same blind item. So the man in question is Jonathan Adi. Yes, he sure is odd. I saw that Dancing Bear made the news again recently. The last time I thought of that club is when the guy who got an STD from the male producer / rapper ended up getting $1 million in a settlement and used it to buy a bunch of property he then sold. This was the same guy who got involved in a gunfight at a golf club owned by this former A++ lister and was shot by police. So Jonathan Adi allegedly got a stid from P. Diddy and was awarded a $1 million settlement for it, and then also decided to take a pew-pew into Trump National Doral Golf Club because he was obsessed with Melania Trump. Who needs Vanderpump Rules when Florida exists in real life?
Satanic ritual, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques to their own family, kids, etc. on the crew.
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
The feds are raiding P. Diddy because they know for a fact that Gene Deal and Cassie told them about how he got the security footage from when everything happened, man.
The Diddy downfall just got crazier than anyone could have imagined after a video surfaced of former ex-worker and adult movie star Jonathan Adi telling the police during interrogation that he took part in freak-offs with Diddy and Cassie and that these freak-offs were actually Illuminati rituals. Now, the really crazy part is that this interrogation took place back in 2018, so this was 5 years before Cassie filed her lawsuit. And yet, a lot of what Jonathan Jonathan Audie said back then matches Cassie's allegations. But that's not all, because Audie made a bunch of other wild claims about Diddy during his interrogation, alleging that Diddy is a part of something called the Bull, or the black section of the Illuminati, that he kept him as a sex slave and gave him a huge payout to stay quiet, and much more. By the way, this interrogation took place shortly after Audie was involved in a shooting incident at Donald Trump's Doral Hotel and Golf Club in Florida. And though he got arrested and charged, no one knows what happened to him or where he is now. Whew, the plot just keeps thickening, so let's break it down.
I had with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would tell me what I do with Cassie. What they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a slave, okay?
The Diddy situation just took another wild turn after social media users unearthed the 2018 interrogation video of former S-worker Jonathan Audie, where he pretty much corroborated everything Cassie said in her lawsuit. To give you some background, Jonathan Audie was being questioned about the Donald Trump Doral shooting incident, which took place in May 2018. Jonathan was identified as the man who opened fire on police officers at the Trump National Doral Miami Golf Club in South Florida. According to the Miami Herald, Jonathan, who was originally from South Africa, got into a firefight and chase with police while ranting about Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and bizarrely, rap mogul P. Diddy. Jonathan suffered a police gunshot in his leg and was taken to hospital. He was subsequently charged with several counts of attempted murder of law enforcement officers.
Police say he then got into a gun battle with responding officers who shot him in the legs, sending him to the hospital.
There were more than, I believe, two uniformed officers, in addition to the unarmed security guard who threatened to kill as well.
Now, the Diddy connection becomes even more interesting when you read this report by the Daily Mail, which says that before being arrested for the shooting incident, Jonathan Audie was a stripper and an adult movie actor and worked for the adult website Dancing Bear, which produces videos showing women performing on male entertainers wearing plush bear costumes. And as you probably remember, Cassie revealed in her lawsuit that Diddy forced her into freak-offs with male S-workers and made them all wear masks. But things got even crazier after a video recording of Jonathan's interrogation resurfaced online.
Diddy and Ross, which are good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They're all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I know you may or may not, I know you're gonna believe me. You have what's called the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Yeah, Illuminati. Okay. They made it in dance. Basically what it means, illuminated. Okay. They do satanic rituals, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques, which is their own family, kids, etc. in the group, and they bond that way. Okay. Blood sacrifices and everything in the Bohemian Grove. Okay. And the Bohemian Grove, the Bushes go there. George Senior and George, both of them are in the same agenda. They cousins with the Clintons, okay? So is Donald Trump. He's a distant cousin. So all these family ties go back to the same place. The royal family in England, okay? The family here of the Illuminati are descendants of the royal British family, okay? How do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
You know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist. Okay, you're my brother, so I like black people. Okay. My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people. Okay. I had settlement with Sean. Okay. Okay. And he belongs to that agenda. That's what's so famous. They land all the contracts. It's these attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay. When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting blamed for anything, okay? I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate, tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard lots of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a slave. Okay, for them that's what I was. That's all. All right. I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued for the herpes and won. But they did. Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible, like, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible, I'm not sure. Now, my settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because I was going to be sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had, Mark Garrett has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they want to set me up as an extortionist, like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically what happened is Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both Diddy and Ross and Khaled. They're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and p.diddy?
Yeah.
They're all gay?
Yeah. The Ciroc agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a yacht. They promote binge drinking and drugs.
Gotcha.
I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've tried it myself. Having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks all the time. Alright, he calls it GG. That's liquid cocaine. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, was he scared that I was going to expose him?
Allegedly got a stid from P. Diddy and was awarded a $1 million settlement for it.
However, these reports haven't been verified, and it's unclear whether the FBI is actually investigating Diddy. And if they are, they certainly wouldn't announce it. Either way, fans are now saying this Jonathan Audie confession is a huge deal because he said all this 5 years before Cassie filed her lawsuit, and a lot of the things he mentioned match her allegations. Now, what's also very strange is that there is no information available online about what happened to Jonathan Audie after he was charged over the 2018 shooting incident. All the articles that reference the event are from 2018, and while these articles confirm that Jonathan was formally charged, it's unclear whether he was sentenced or where he is now. But wait, there's more. On December 15th, just days after multiple celeb blogs reported on Jonathan's connection to Diddy, a website called funeralbitsmemorial.com published an obituary to Jonathan Audie, a Doral, Florida resident. However, the post looks very sketchy, and there's...
So the question is, where is and what happened to Jonathan Audie, and why is it that only people in India are vlogging about his death? Were they paid to do this? Refectree wonders.
वेलकम गाइस, आप सब कैसे हैं? उम्मीद करता हूँ कि सब ठीक ठाक होंगे। सो गाइस, आप देख रहे हैं मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल एक न्यूज़। सो गाइस, आज की हमें सोशल मीडिया पर बहुत ही बड़ी बार वीडियो मिली है, तो सोचा दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कर।
हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। बहुत ही बड़ी अफसोसनाक खबर जो निकल के सामने आ गई है, खबर कोई जाना चाहता है, बहुत ही बड़ी जानी मानी शख्सियत का।
हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल। बिफोर दिस वाचिंग माय लेटेस्ट न्यूज़ अपडेट, तो एक वीडियो जो सोशल मीडिया पर बहुत ऐसे वायरल होने लगी है, जो अभी निकल कर
Party cost $1.5 million. Puff at that time had a room. Missy Elliott had a room. Dum, 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 you know what I'm saying? Dum, 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 dum. And standing on the wall, nobody knew who he was. Guess who it was? It was Jay-Z. Standing on, they didn't know who he was yet. And I saw him, what's up, man? He said, it's a nice party. Man. Appreciate it.
Sue a nigga. But let me tell you, man, we got to start thinking about the 90s as it was a different time. You know, some of our heroes. I mean, shit, people have even gone back to even question Hov. In 2007, Hov did an interview, and this is what he said.
When I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago.
Now, I want to keep this. You want to keep this in mind. This interview was in 2007. He's talking about when he met his now wife Beyonce.
I met her 10 years ago.
Okay.
But
how long have you known her?
Wow, a long time.
How long? 10 years?
However long she's been recording. That's when I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago.
Okay, so he said 10 years ago. Now, by the way, this obviously could, just be a mistake. But we could possibly just look up when was Beyonce born. Remember, 10 years ago from 2007 would be 1997, right? And if Beyonce was born in 1981, how old would she be in 1997? Now, you don't have to take a genius to figure out the math. If she's born in 1981, in 1997, she would be about 16 or 17. Now, again, this could be a Freudian slip by Jay-Z. And also, because he met her then doesn't mean he dated her then. Which I think he clarifies he dated her, like, not exactly when he met her, but then some people use the word or the term. The term would. Let's move on. One more time.
When I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago.
But did you say to yourself at that time, "Wow"?
I said, yeah, that's a fantastic talent.
Was that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, because
you saw talent before you saw anything
yeah,
else.
because she was singing like a rapper. It was the first song with Wyclef, and she was singing really fast, and I was like, why is she singing so fast? And how is she? And then she was on key and everything. I was like, oh, that's a talented person right there.
Yeah. Back to Sony, you said people speculate about.
By the way, in 1997. Her song with Wyclef, so it looked like it was 10 years ago. Which in 1997, let's do it one more time. Let's move on.